Welcome to the video YouTube. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. So Q4 is upon us. We are edging closer to December, which means if you are an Amazon seller, there are specific things that you need to be doing now in preparation for when Q4 gets into full swing. We're going to be looking at some key methods and tips for you to boost your sales moving into the middle and end of Q4. Hope you guys enjoy the video. We've got a guest speaker, Bradley Sutton from Helium 10, who's joining us to give his insight into one of those areas of his expertise. And don't forget to like and comment. Enjoy the video. So before we jump into the video, very quickly, I'm going to do a shout out to the Sell and Scale Summit hosted by Helium 10. It is the biggest event of the year for e-commerce sellers, hosted in Las Vegas between the 19th and the 22nd of September. I'm aiming to go to this event and there's a countdown on. It's 12 days to go. If you guys are looking to level up your e-commerce business, primarily Amazon FBA, this is the event of the year or even the decade to go to. They've got some huge speakers, the keynote speaker being Gary Vee, as you all will know who Gary is. And I would suggest you guys taking a look at the link below. I've got a discount code for tickets and seeing what you think. They're going to be covering an array of topics from PPC, product research, launching, and how to scale to a level where you are a seven-figure seller is one of the main purposes of the summit. So check it out, guys, and enjoy the video. Right, guys, so we are joined here by Bradley. He's been kind enough to join us today and jump onto the video to give you some tips for preparing for Q4. So thanks for coming on. Like I mentioned, guys, so this video, Bradley's going to be kind enough to hop into his Helium 10 and basically just show you a few tips, methods, strategies around preparing your listing for Q4. So Christmas, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of those very important times where sales can increase by quite a lot, as I'm sure Bradley will agree. So yeah, we're going to have a look at what Bradley's got to say about it. I'm sure he's going to have tons of useful information for us to use. So yeah, we're going to hop over to Bradley.
So guys, first of all, this could go, two different ways. You could have a seasonal product that you're only selling, in Q4 or around Christmas time, like stockings, stuffers, or Christmas tree ornaments or things like that. And, some people say, don't do seasonal products at all, but hey, it can go both ways. If you're looking for steady income, yeah, seasonal products probably is not the way to go if it's only going to be, hitting for 2 or 3 months. But at the same time, there are some people who have different seasonal products for all types of the year, and then they maintain a pretty good income. But the other way is almost any product out there, unless we're talking like screwdrivers or something like that. You see a spike on it, in Q4. Especially after Black Friday and leading up until Christmas. So it's like, hey, how do we find different keywords that would be relevant to my product? So one of the ways I like doing that is looking in Magnet. Let me just share my screen here. You need to let me share my screen.
Yeah, I've just made you the host there.
Let's see here. There we go. All right, let me just share my screen, and I'm going to, by the way, I already have my default marketplaces USA, but whatever tool that you guys are using or whatever I'm going to show you guys, you can do it for whatever marketplace that you're selling. And let me just quickly show you what are the different marketplaces that we have. For example, Magnet, and you can see here we've got Canada, Mexico, Germany, Spain, Italy, France, UK, India, Netherlands, Australia, Japan, United Arab Emirates, and even Belgium is coming soon. So we got plenty of information here, regardless of which Amazon marketplace you're selling it. But one thing that you could do is here's just a random thing. I've never done this in like a year. So let's just put this here, gifts for. I'm just going to enter gifts for. Now, first of all, here's just a quick tip that not a lot of people know. Without even clicking anything, if I start typing in words into Magnet, I can there's an autocomplete that comes up here. And this isn't just some kind of random order. This is showing me the order that have the most search volume on Amazon right now for this week. Not necessarily in Christmas time or not necessarily in July, but right now as of, September. Gifts for women, gifts for men, gifts for mom, gifts for boyfriend. you'll see this change throughout the year. And like for example, during like Valentine's Day leading up there, you'll see a big spike for gifts for a boyfriend or gifts for a husband or things like that. So first of all, I haven't even clicked on anything yet. And I'm already getting some valuable information. You can do this at any time, takes seconds. But let me just pick one of these and let me just do, I'm just going to actually type in gifts for, and I just want to see what's going to come up here. If I just type in gifts for, and what I might be interested in is what are the long tail keywords that have gifts for in it, and then I could see like what's maybe trending as far as who people are looking for gifts, because sometimes I wouldn't suggest trying to rank for gifts for men or gifts for women. Those are like so much competition, but you can find some interesting things. So I'm just going to put I want to do match type smart complete. This is something that almost nobody uses. Everybody wants to do the Amazon recommended organic. Smart complete basically means like, hey, what are some keywords that have gifts for inside of it that is getting kind of search volume? And let's just look between, let's just say 1,000 searches estimated a month and 5,000. There's no magic number here, but let's see if anything comes up here at all. 70 filtered keywords. All right. Now I see some gift cards. So, I'm right off the bat. I want to take away anything that has to do with cards. We're not talking, sure, you can make some money selling gift cards, but that's not what I'm looking to do here. So let me apply that.
And not if you're selling the screwdriver, right?
Yeah, right. And right off the bat, look at this. I'm finding some very niche keywords. So number one, this is interesting for product research. Maybe I don't even have a product. Can I find something interesting here? But then there's very specific things that you can ask yourself. Does my product qualify? Like, for example, we did this case study called Project X, and we did like these coffin shelves and egg trays. And so you take a look at some of these and like, for example, 40th birthday gifts, like, could my coffin shelf be a 40th birthday? Probably not. That's not what I'm looking for. But maybe you've got some product like something for cigars, right? That absolutely would qualify for this keyword. And you might not have known that there's 4,000 people a month searching for this. So I love looking at this to get ideas. Like, here's a product idea: tissue paper for gift wrapping. It doesn't even have to do with a gifts for, but you see how it had the 4 of the gifts and then the 4 in there. That's what's cool about this Smart Complete is it just has it in any order at all. It's showing you if there's search certain things. Iron anniversary. Do you even know what this is? I'm assuming
iron
this has to do with a
you
number.
never know what people like. I don't know what people like over there. Like like an iron maybe for their.
No, but to me, I think this must. I mean, I almost think how there's like diamond is like 50 and platinum is like 75. I wonder if iron like means a certain number or something. I don't know, but guess what? I don't know what it is, but there's 1,000 other people who know what that is, so it might be worth looking into. Daughter-in-law gifts. That's pretty hilarious right there. Customized baby gifts. So once you do this, the other thing I suggest doing is looking for the search form to see how seasonal it is. For example, dad joke gifts. I would think this is something that is year round, right? So let me just hit this button. So you should always look at this button, and let's look at all time. And we can see, look at this. You guys see these spikes? Sure enough, every here's a spike in the middle of the year, which kind of is interesting to me. I'm not sure if that wasn't Prime Day, was it? I'm not sure exactly what was going on here, but it would be worth looking into. Maybe there's like a Father's Day. But your Father's Day is around this time or something. But most of the spikes, as you guys can see, is during leading up to Christmas. So maybe we're in September or something. Maybe there's not much going on, but just know that hey, come this month, there's going to be a spike. Now, I don't think you can make a whole campaign just based on this one keyword, but it's an example of how there's different spikes. And with Helium 10, you're able to see when those spikes happen. One last thing to look at that is always slept on Magnet is the title density. So this is also in Cerebro. So title density. Do you know what title density is? This is one of our newer fields here. Have you ever used this?
I've never heard of title density. No.
Perfect. As a matter of fact, I'm going to This is one of my favorite ones. So one thing you guys can do in Helium 10 is move it over. So I'm going to move that over here because this is super important. So what title density means is how many listings the last time Helium 10 checked on page 1 have this exact keyword phrase in the title. And the reason why this is important is it has to do with how easy it is to rank. So if, for example, 40th birthday gifts, let's take a look at that. 40th birthday gifts. Let's go on Amazon. So as you guys can see here, almost all of these listings have it exactly in the title. You see this 40th birthday gifts.
Yeah.
40th birthday gifts right here. If I were to go look on it, Helium 10 is telling me the last time we checked, 30 listings on page 1 have it in the title. Now, this doesn't mean, oh, this is a terrible keyword or it's impossible to rank for it. Basically, what this is saying is it's probably going to be difficult because everybody's gotten the title, so you don't have an advantage. Now take as an another one here. This is 1,000 search. I want to go to something more. 5,000 search volume. That's pretty good. 4,000. Here we go. Yeah. Grief gifts. All right. You would think that's a pretty generic keyword. I mean, I would think this is more generic than 40th birthday gifts. Yeah, but in the entire page 1, there's only 5 listings that have that word in the title. And what that means is if you have a listing and you put grief gifts in your title, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get to. You might even be on page 1 without even doing anything, just because you're only, Amazon kind of rates its relevancy based on one of the many factors is what's in the title and how many other people have in the title. So right off the bat, I would be able to rank pretty well if I had grief gifts in my title. What else? Gifts for dogs. Like, how in the world do no listings have that in the title? That's very surprising. This isn't something I would put in my title. However, this is something that is searched for 1,000 times, that maybe other sellers are not paying attention to. Brother birthday gifts from sister. So these are just, some ways that you can just do general research. Yeah. But once you get closer to the date, I highly suggest using Cerebro, where the top competitors, and then you just put it into Cerebro and you'll know the exact keywords that are bringing them sales. Yeah. And so that's good. But if you're just trying to get some general ideas, moving in to Q4, Magnet is a great place to start with, because you don't even need to know who is a main seller or not. You just type in a string of keywords and you get all these hundreds and hundreds of potentials out there.
And would you say, Bradley, then, if you as we're moving into Q4 now and people are starting to prepare for Q4, in summary, I suppose, with what you said there, which is really brilliantly explained, by the way, but being able to go through those keywords. For example, we looked at gifts for men or gifts for women or whatever we put in. You could put in stocking stuffers, whatever you were to put in that is a keyword that would typically be prevalent in that Q4 period. You can then run through them. We know that some of them will be applicable, some of them will be completely rendered useless off the bat from just looking at that list. But if you were to go through that list of keywords, have a look at the score that we mentioned there. Ideally, lower is better. Have a look at the sales history. Check if it is a seasonal keyword and it does spike moving into that Q4 period, and is it applicable to your product? Now, like you said, that doesn't mean it's a keyword that you're going to go out and have a massive budget on, blow in $50, $80, $100 a day trying to rank for it. But would you suggest maybe a PPC campaign moving into sort of September, October time, where when you filtered out and done that research and you've compiled a list of keywords doing, with the methods that you've just explained, and trying to get a feel for, what the cost per click is for those keywords, if you gain any traction moving in. So when Q4 hits properly, in early November, mid-November, you've got some traction and some visibility, hopefully organically, from the work you've done with a campaign. Would you say that might be a good approach?
I mean, you wouldn't have any idea what the cost per click is going to be in Black Friday. Like, I could be paying 20 cents now. That could easily be $2, come November. However, the part that I definitely suggest that you mentioned is not waiting until it's $2 for cost per click, and not waiting to try and rank for these keywords, but rank for these keywords now. these search volumes that I'm seeing here, I mean, there's that one that I showed, which was like 600 search volume or whatever, but then you saw that, you know, the spike during Christmas time, it was, it goes like 6x, like to 3,000 search volume. Once it's more competitive and highly searched, the cost is going to be high. It's going to be that much harder to get, you know, to get to page one.
Yeah.
So the key is now, September, October,
Yeah.
get to page one for these keywords when they're cheap and when there's not that much competition. And then by the time the rush comes, you're already on page one while your competition is trying to play catch up.
Absolutely, and you save a lot of money then with it, you know, with your campaigns, not having to compete as heavily for those keywords. And I suppose what you said there as well, you know, those keywords also, they give you so many ideas, not just for new products, but for the keywords that you may start to include in campaigns. For example, you know, grief gifts, for example, you're never going to think, let's say you're selling a photo frame, you're never going to think there's 1,000 or 4,000 searches for that keyword. And, you know, people might buy a photo frame to put a photo of someone who's passed away for a gift for someone who's grieving. And it's sort of these ideas, you know, that's just something that has popped to my head from what you've said and what we've looked at. And we've only been chatting for 5 minutes. So you can imagine, guys, if you're putting in work with Helium 10 over days and weeks, you can imagine the sort of ideas you're able to put together. So thank you so much, mate. That was really, really helpful. Thanks for hopping on. Hope you have enjoyed the rest of your day. It's bedtime for me now, so I'll be hitting the hay straight away now. It's quite late here. But
will you be coming to our Sell and Scale event this month?
At the moment, I'm 50-50. I'm hoping to come. I've got a ticket, so I'm just waiting to see whether or not I can have childcare. And if I do, I'll be getting a first flight to LA.
Childcare over there in Vegas or back home?
No, he's staying here. He's only 7 months.
So some people do that, you know.
Yeah, really.
That's actually very lucrative. It's expensive, but you know, people have it as a job. You know, sometimes even the hotels in different places, like $40 an hour, and you know, they'll send somebody and babysit there in the.
You know, have you've seen The Hangover, right? You know, what's the guy name with the beard who's got the baby on him? You know, I could do that. You know, I'm sure.
Hey, you can do that absolutely. You can do that at Sell and Scale, but for anybody else, you know, whether we have tons of people coming from UK, tons of people from Australia, like all over the world, people are coming. So. So, I don't know if you have a discount code that you can give people in the comments or something if they're interested to go, but I owe my entire career to just going to a random conference. Like I didn't know much about Amazon, and on a whim, I heard it on a podcast. I've told this story before, like in 2016, and I went to this conference, and it kind of changed my life. Like I had no idea really what was Amazon until I went to that conference, and boom, like now I'm at Helium 10, but I literally owe it all to just randomly hearing about a conference on a podcast. I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and go. So I highly recommend anybody go to it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the Sell and Scale Summit. It's going to be awesome. It's in Vegas, guys. And I'll be putting a link below with information and a discount code for you guys. And yeah, awesome. So thanks for joining, mate. And I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you.